self-addressed stamped envelope to the first period teacher. I know, Elaine, we've been doing that for years, and last year that fell by the wayside with COVID. You'll also be seeing a yellow sheet. This is for any of your room issues that need to get addressed during the summer. All right. So, if you got a hole in your wall because Johnny got mad because you caught him cheating on his e-test, then put that on here and we'll get it repaired over the summer. Laura's going to have her sheet that Rick was referencing in pink, so you'll know to return that to her. Next big thing is textbooks. Like I just said, we are back to paper obligation forms. We ordered plenty, so please fill them in. If the student is in person, please have them sign the obligation form. Be sure to include the book title, not just the course name, and also book numbers and the cost. Department chairs have all that information, so you should be able to do that. And then, if at all possible, turn them in alphabetically because we have to alphabetize the whole list. But that's a huge wish list for Sharon. All right, as I'm going through relocation summer projects, like I said, is rekeying. We're slated to have our intercom system redone. It's supposed to be wireless or off the internet. It's no longer going to be the hard wire through the building, which is causing all of our issues. In one brief little conversation, they told me there's going to be like a little thing in the classroom that you can read, so announcements will go over it. I'm really not certain what they're referencing there. And we have covered walkways, and we have a shortened summer this year with us going into June for custodians to clean. So any personal belongings that you can take home and not leave behind, they will really, really appreciate it. I think we got everybody's requests for what you're doing here on campus in the summer, because the last day to order AC for the summer was yesterday. And our summer office hours are 6:30 to 3. They shut the air conditioning off at 5 of 3, just so that you know. And not even an act of Congress will get us air conditioning after 3 o'clock unless you want to pay exorbitant rates with crazy stuff. Good news, Jody got yearbook delivery. The yearbooks came in. I hear they're looking great. And we are doing yearbook distribution next Monday for seniors during their assigned lunch. And then we are having an after school social in the cafeteria where they will have the yearbook signing for the seniors only. And then on Tuesday, we will be distributing yearbooks to the underclass and the juniors during lunch, during their assigned lunch as well. It's going to be done out of the yearbook room and not the gym. Poor PE has had the gym impacted enough. And with 20 minutes between each lunch, we think we'll move them out with the number of books that got sold pretty quickly, because we're not getting all 900 kids at once. Jody and I are going to touch base on what to do with e-learners, because the kids are flocking to e-learning right and left, and we're thinking we may have something after school, but we haven't finalized. We'll get that out to you so that you can share that with your students, because as soon as the thing went out yesterday, the phone started ringing. I'm going real quick so we can get through all this stuff. Graduation, we'll be giving out tickets at the same time during the students assigned lunches next week, Monday through Thursday. And the students will also be able to purchase their tassels if they have a 3.5 weighted GPA or higher, and their cords. Now remember, the cords are only for the founding honor societies. And we have the list, and they get one cord. It's all the same cord, because we don't like to have those Christmas trees at graduation. And that's all I'm going to say on that. And then that'll be sold at the same time as tickets. And I think I went through a couple of things now with practice, because we're having a disconnect with all the virtual stuff. We are having staff graduation practice on campus Thursday at 7:50 in the auditorium. I have 22 teachers. Thank you for volunteering to help with graduation. And there's just no way we could pull 22 people out of the building on Friday morning with the students. Then there are other people that will be helping us Friday morning with the students. Like we need to, Kirk and Athena will be there because they're the readers. Mary Nelson will be there to help us with the lineup, as our 3 guidance counselors and Leslie. All right. So I sent you separate invites for that. So I hope that clears up any questions. Is there anything? I'm going through my different
No,
list.
you're good, Kat. I just wanted to touch on a couple things that you said for everybody's edification, just so you know. It's going to be very busy next week on campus with yearbook distributions concurrently going on, with tassels, cords, practices, tickets being passed out. So the last week basically is going to be a mad rush finish to graduation Friday night. So any help and grace, that you can give, because there's going to be kids that are, miss something one lunch and might need to come the next lunch and this and that. We're going to try to avoid that as best we can, but we know with only a week doing that, it's going to, and any help you might be able to give Catherine if you're not out, and or if you're off in terms of one of your lunches and want to come out and help out and distribute some of that stuff, that would be helpful as well.
Okay, and I got a question, a very good question that I did not touch upon. So thank you for asking about book return for e-learners. The kids are going out like crazy right now, especially our seniors. Okay, anybody that's switching to e-learning now is not coming back. You can ask them to drop their book off, but what we would just do, don't go crazy collecting it. All right, turn in a financial obligation. The office is open this summer, and as they come in throughout the summer, we will put the paper in and return it to the location where your CRS told us those books are being
Just
returned.
make sure for record keeping purposes, sometimes there's a disconnect between those monies owed slipped and that book coming in. So if you still have a record of a kid that you feel is rolling over, that paperwork disconnect, and then the kid says, no, I turned it in this summer, but you still have a monies owed slip when you come back, and that gets filed, it becomes a problem down the road. So make sure that if you turn that monies owed slip in, that we will get you notification that the book was turned in over the summer, and you take that off anything that might be on your record keeping side.
Yeah, we put that money owed slip in the book.
Okay, good.
We put it in the book.
Well, as far as the record keeping and tracking it, we don't want a second monies owed slip coming in for a student. We've had that happen a lot. So a couple other things that Catherine did not mention that I know she's very excited about is we were notified as part of the new sales tax that we were one of the addendum projects for a concession stand. So by the end of it, it may be the Catherine Halbier Memorial Concession Stand, but it is going to be built.
Memorial means I'm dead, boss.
I know. Well, it might kill you with everything else you've had to do this year. I'm worried about you.
This isn't happening quite yet.
I understand.
For money.
But we need to mention it, that we're working on it. I think it's important for our people to know. So anyway, it's exciting, and Kat's working on it. That's her project over the next year or two, to work with our contractors, get a design and get that built out by our bathroom porter. It would be exciting for our school because we're the only high school, as you know, that does not have a concession stand. So we've been asking for that for a long time.
Yeah, what's killing me is the press box you want done now.
Listen, reach for the stars, baby. That's how we roll. That's how we roll here at West Shore. We reach for the stars. We need a press box too, by the way.
Yeah, anyway. That's Rick Fleming Memorial Press Box.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Webb, tough act to follow there, my friend.
I just want to know where the Glenn Webb Memorial Smoker is going to be placed. I was reminded as you were mentioning the retirees' names, and I'm going to miss you most of all, Scarecrow. Your SLC records, if you're leaving and you have homeroom records, please get those to your SLC leader for safekeeping until next year. Obviously, the seniors are rolling out, but if your kids are moving up, just please make sure that your SLC team lead gets those records so that when we have a new homeroom teacher, we can get those to them in a timely manner. I appreciate that. This is just a reminder that there is no post-planning day this year. Normally, when the kids leave and the teachers come back the next day, you have that day to square away all your grades and get stuff posted. But because of the shifting times this year, there is no post-planning day. So the wonderful thing about that is exams are going to be on Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday for students who needed extra time to wrap things up. But the deadline for posting grades is 5 o'clock on the last day of school. So if you need help with that, please reach out to me. It's what I do. I can really help you get those done in a timely manner if you have questions about that. But with regard to posting grades, grades are going to be calculated for Q4 depending on whether your subject is giving a final exam, and not all subjects give final exams. So if you are 7th grade math, if you are English 7, 8, 9, 10, or 11, if you're 8th grade science or any AP course, you will not give a final exam, but it's going to ask you to post a grade for it. You can go in now and put NG for your final exam grades for all of those courses. Now, EOC courses like biology, algebra, civics, you're not going to have the option to post a final exam grade because those grades are calculated by the state with the EOC scores. So you don't have to worry about that. But 7th grade math, all of our English except for our seniors, 8th grade science, and AP courses, you can go ahead and put NG for those final exams now and post those because those are not going to change. And then that saves you time on the last day of school. Then you'll just have the other things to post, okay? So if your course does not offer a final exam, excuse me, the Q4 grades will be calculated as a 50% from spring term 3 and spring term 4. If you are giving an exam, then it goes 40, 40, 20, just like it always has before for exam courses, okay? If you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to me. I am going to send out an email with these instructions, how to do that. But I just wanted to let you know up front that you can go ahead and do that now if you're one of those courses. Of course, the grade's posted by June 3rd at 5 p.m.
Yeah, any questions about grades and stuff, because of that, without that post-planning day, make sure you ask Glenn if you have any questions about that. Are you done, Glenn? Do you have anything else?
One thing, we have our wonderful Hannah Smith, who is going to be hosting, actually not even hosting, she's creating a final video for compassion fatigue for the trauma-informed classroom. I'll send you a link to that. It's the final session of trauma-informed classroom. Not only will I send you the link to the video that she's creating for that so that you can do it on your own time rather than taking your early release Friday. I'm going to send you links to all 6 of the reflection sheets because a lot of you have done 3 or 4 or 5 of them, but I want to make sure that you have access to those. You just need to be logged into your Share account so that we can get you the credit for your trauma-informed classroom training from this year. I apologize that it is spread out over the whole year, but we needed to do that virtually, and the easiest way was through Early Release Friday. So I appreciate your wonderful acceptance of that. And I'm done, Rick.
Okay, thanks, Glenn. A couple other shout outs. Just Janice is coming back Thursday the 20th. She'll be back. She's been struggling. As you know, she had major back surgery. And so we're excited to have her back on Thursday. Not quite sure how she's going to be doing physically, but she's gonna work herself back in. And also, Kay is going out. She's having rotator cuff surgery. She wants to pitch for the Yankees next year, so she's got to make sure she gets that rotator cuff surgery. So anyway, we're gonna miss Kay, but she'll be back in the summer. So, but for those of you that have rotator cuff surgery, it's a long recovery. It's a pretty invasive surgery. Just a shout out also to all of our new people for their first year here. And if I miss anybody, Glenn, Kat, Caitlin, Jeff, Brianna, Alex, and Melly. And if I missed anybody else, I know that we had some come along. Just big shout out to our new people. What a way to come in and have your first year teaching in a chaos filled environment like this. All I could say is, you know, we at West Shore, we embrace our relationships here with our staff, and being able to do stuff in person is part of who we are. And this has been extremely difficult. I saw, you know, Jeff and Brianna kind of sitting there, and they're looking around. They're like, well, I've heard of that person. I've seen them on Zoom, but you know, so we're happy you're here. Next year is going to certainly be better, and we're going to get back to a lot of the great stuff that we've been known to do. And you are part of this culture now, and this high performing learning culture, and we're excited to have you. And we're going to be adding a bunch of new people also. So it's going, or the face of the Wildcat Nation is changing a little bit. Go ahead, Glenn. You're going to say something?
Well, we forget about Jenny because she's always here and she's been a part of the Wildcat Nation for so long. But Pazdarak is.
Oh yeah, yeah. We were able to appoint Jenny into her PE position yesterday afternoon. So Jenny Pazdarak is officially part of the Wildcat Nation now, and we are so happy to have her. And I know the PE department's excited about that as well. So it's been a great year, guys. It's been a very difficult year. It's just it's challenging as heck. And thank you to everybody that has pitched in to help out, to train our people on Google Meets and Docs, and our team doing that. We've got English coming in, doing vertical alignment this summer. And everybody just pitches in at our school, and I can't thank you enough for that. So anyway, that's all I had. Anybody for the good of the group, Kat, or anybody, any of the CRS folks? You got to unmute, Mary.
Okay. Can you hear me?
You're unmuted.
Okay, I just wanted to thank everybody for the retirement gift that I received yesterday. The wine glasses, I thought they said Wildcat Challenge, not West Shore Wildcats.
Well, don't worry. I'm sure you'll put that wine glass to good use, Miss Nelson.
I think she's referencing the picture that was behind your desk there during your interviews.
Oh, that was terrible. That was terrible. I need to share that story with the whole staff. Did I share that story? Well, just real quick, we'll end with this. Career Day, that Monday in April that you had off a teacher work day, yours truly had to do 25 interviews for the career fair because everybody wants to interview with West Shore. So I'm interviewing, and of course during Wildcat Challenge, we had a illustrious group of seniors that decided it would be funny to put water in liquor bottles and bring them and then drink the water out of liquor bottles during Wildcat Challenge. Naturally, I was incensed, would be the word. And I let the seniors have it that decided to do that. Well, I stacked the bottles up on the shelf behind me because I was getting rid of them. So during the career fair interview, my wife comes in during the last interview. It was like 2:00 in the afternoon because we were without a car that day. And so she dropped me off in the morning. She came to pick me up, and she just, her mouth is on the floor looking at me doing my last interview. And I'm smiling and happy. And she says, "You didn't just interview all those people with all those liquor bottles behind you, did you?" You know, it's been that kind of year, gang. It's been that kind of year. And we had Crown Royal or Crown whiskey. We had wine. We had tequila. I mean, it looked like Mad Men in here. It was nuts. Those of you who've seen Mad Men, you know what they do. Anyway, it's kind of funny. Anything else for the good of the group from any of our retirees or anything? Bob, nothing from Bob? All right. Well, listen, it's great. Like I said, last couple of weeks, a mad rush to the finish, guys, and we'll see you at graduation. Hopefully those of you that are going and everybody else, you know, you'll get my love letter to return back to work sometime in mid-July. Don't hate me, but it's a short summer. Okay. So, all right. Have a great day, gang.